Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. This is your host, Dr. Peter. We're again this week looking at our instrument. We'll take a look to see what the market holds for us and if anything had changed or not. We are starting with DXY, and we're going to look at our usual instruments. Now, this is this DXY on the monthly time frame. Nothing had changed. And one thing I would love to say here is that when you have an impulse to the downside, you look at wave 2 and wave 4. Usually what you see in those waves is they alternate. What do I mean? If you see a zigzag in wave 2, you're going to see a flat correction or a more complex correction in wave 4. If you see a flat correction in wave 2, you're going to see a zigzag in wave 4. That is what often happens. Now, nothing has changed. We know that we have hit the low of wave 3. And again, from the monthly, let me zoom. So I zoom in a bit, okay? So we can see that we had completed the wave 1 and wave 2 here. So that's the wave 1 and wave 2 to the upside here. And this is wave 3. Inside of the wave 3, which is the longest, you can see this as 1, 2 of 3, and this is 3 of 3, this is 4 of 3, and this is 5 of 3. So this so far completes, wave 3. So it is still part of wave 3 that we can see here. Now we had this correction to the upside, which is like a big fall, and now we are falling. So currently we can say that we are in wave 5, which is the last wave to the downside. We expect this wave to break the bottom. So that is what we are doing at the moment. So this is not part of, I don't think now that this is part of 1 and 2 of 5. No, that is not what you are saying. This is just in internal 4 of wave 3 and 5 of wave 3 here. Then we are seeing this correction, which was a zigzag to the upside of a wave 4, and now we are within wave 5 correcting to the downside. So nothing had changed, and with all that manipulation that we've been seeing, we know, again, why do we know that this thing is not? Because anybody could have counted wave 4 inside and say this is wave 4 and this is wave 5, and that we are pushing to the upside. But we know that the market loves symmetry. We know what structure it usually gives us. We know that it's going to give us an ending structure if it's going to push up to break this top or correct at least in a big correction. The thing is that this to the downside is not, it hasn't hit yet an 100% extension, which is the minimum that you expect. And we expect that to happen around 94, around this area, probably 94,600, 94,700 area. That is where we expect that to occur. And so we still have more downside to do. Now, flipping to the daily time frame, the mood of the market, because I try to look at the price action also to decide the mood of the market. So you can see that all that we've done, pretty much, there are sideways movement here over the last 3 weeks, sideways movement, but they are actually bearish. And after this correction to grab liquidity here, and it was like a fake breakout, on the day time frame, and the price had been going to the downside. So 3 weeks in a row, but those sideways, of course, that's what you expect in correction before you see an impulse. Now, on the daily time frame, that's like if I zoom in, now this is still 1 and 2 with 1 and with 2 here. And after the completion of wave 2 here, we can see wave 1 of wave 3, 2 of wave 3, and here we can see the 3, wave 3, and this is 4 of wave 3. The primary 4 will be the one to break to set the mood for a bigger correction or for a change of trend. Now, this is 4 of wave 3. This is 5 of wave 3. And this is the primary 4. This is wave 5 of wave 3. And we can understand that it's complete in a way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if these had meant 3 completing here and 5 completing here, then this will be pushing up. But you could not see an ending structure clearly to tell us that wave 3, being the longest of all the waves, had given an ending structure. So that's something that you must always look for. There's no ending structure to this wave 3 here. And in order to do that, we saw this zigzag in between, a WXY here. Then we now see the ending structure properly, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we now had another probably zigzag or a flat. Yeah, it's a zigzag here. Yeah, another zigzag A, B, C here, which ended yesterday. No, not yesterday, probably upper week. Then we are now in the last wave of 5. So in that last wave of 5, we're already seeing the wave 1, and this, to me, it's probably a liquidity grab after this push, or you can even say wave 1 and 2. Then within the wave 3, 1, 2. So we're now doing a major 3 to the downside. So it's a major 3 that we're actually pushing to the downside now. So we can see the impulse clearly. So we are going to break, we are broken this now to the downside, which means we are out of correction. So we are going to break this. Now, what are we going to have? Probably, this is a daily time frame. We are going to be looking for, if I zoom in, we're going to be looking for a correction. So the correction may have started, of course, if you can look at the internal structure of these and count 5 waves, that may complete, and we should be looking for a correction that may, around this area, if you see a correction around that area without breaking this area, I don't expect this to break this daily resistance at 98,200 area. So I don't expect price there. It might be a shallow correction that is typical of an impulse. You don't get a deep 2, so a shallow correction. So wherever you get it, you follow it, then you take another swipe to the downside. That is what we can see here. On the 4-hour time frame, is that happening already? Yeah, on the 4-hour time frame, yeah. Not until probably you break this area, that is when you say you are in the correction. So when you see a price action on the 4-hour time frame here like this is an hammer. It tells you there's still liquidity towards the downside. But that liquidity might mean that later on, price will still resume to the downside. Just like you saw here too, this manipulation of a week, I knew almost immediately the price may still want to go up in a way to correct. And so we got that here, breaking this top here. And the price now are done with 2. So we are in with 3 now. So, but within this wave 3, we'll still see a pullback or a correction, be it the minimal correction or whatever. We're going to get that. It might not be up to 50% correction. So you have to watch what is going up. So once you break 97,780, so any price action to the downside is what will signal your sell entry again. So if we go to euro dollar, everything is pretty much the same. So you can see that turn on the 4-hour time frame. On the weekly time frame, so it's the same. So the price has been grinding higher, and so on the 4-hour time frame, on the daily time frame rather, that is what you need now to gain an entry if you are not in. So on the daily time frame, if you look here, like we said, this is the micro 4. This is wave 3 ending here, an ABC of a major 4. So after this major 4, we have a wave 1. We are broken above that wave 1 now. This is now a wave 2. We're into a wave 3. At least you expect an 100% push, to the upside to complete at least wave 3. And that is where you can probably be expecting a change to the downside to reflect a minimum, a big correction, or a change of trend. So wave 2 has ended here and it's shallow. It's really, shy of 50% correction of the entire run from here to this place. So now, if I zoom in, so with this break, we should be looking for a pullback up to this point without breaking this daily support here. This candle has set the mood for daily support. I doubt if it will get to 16,500, but let's see the manner of correction to the downside for us to. But you don't want to chase price to the upside from here. We want to see that's about from the current height, which is about 7,450, to this area of support around 16,500. That's about 90 pips. So that's huge. But we have to wait to see it, a decent pullback to join. That's what you can do. On the 4-hour it's still the same thing. You're going to see this engulfing candle, the same is what you are seeing here now. On the 4-hour time frame, so that's the engulfing candle. This may just be beginning of a deeper correction. So, but if you break above again, fine. If you break above again, either from this level will go down to this area. This is the first area you should expect this frame around this candle here, this price action here between 16,900 and here 16,700 is the first area you should be looking for a price action, but without breaking 16,500, which is around this area, without breaking that area. But I don't expect price at all here now. So either from here down, a correction, or break above one more time and begin to correct. Now, pound USD, I need to be fast now. Pound USD is the same. If I turn to the weekly time frame on pound USD, when we saw these, we thought that the price will be going down to do a bigger correction of probably price is still around that area, but the price action I'm seeing here is such that this is a correction and we have finished the correction because it's bearish and this may be pushing up. We may be going all the way to break this top one more time, probably to cap it or around this area When the XY is done, that is when pound USD also will be done. That's what I'm saying now. The correction may have been completed here at the fourth wave here, and this might be the last 5 wave to the upside. So we may have seen a wave 1, a wave 2, probably a wave 3, a wave 4, which is a bigger correction, and a wave 5 that may cap the top, or get truncated somehow. So that is what we may see here. For now, if you switch to the daily time frame, the time frame will tell us what to expect here. Yeah, you can see that it's giving us, the mood for a very bullish move. Support, nowadays support is around this area between 34,800 to 34,600 area. That's where you should expect to take another launch to the upside. Now, Nzdusd USD. Nzdusd USD, appears very, very bullish. Appears very, very bullish. I don't need to even go to the weekly time frame here. It has appeared very bullish. This is giving us a wave A and B, and this is a wave A ends here, and wave B had broken all the lows here to actually tick at 50%. So this is around 58,012. I thought that probably is going to come to around 61.8 around this area, but it didn't. So this is what we have. Now we're going to look for a daily support or a 4-hour support without breaking 8,350 area. So the corrections that we get here, this is going to push up massively. It's going to give us an A, B, and at least an 100% extension to the upside. That is what I'm seeing here. This is an ABC correction. I don't think this is an impulsive 1, 2, 3 correction to the upside that is going to get on the weekly time frame. Just to look at. Yeah. So this is a wave 1, a wave 2. This is not a 1, 2, 3 setup. It's a wave A, a B, and probably a C, and we expect that C to break at least this top for now. After that, then we begin to tell ourselves what to expect from Nzdusd USD. USD JPY. USD JPY on the weekly time frame. Yeah, I did quite a whole lot of analysis. So I did a special on USD JPY last week. So nothing has changed much. We still need to see a proper push to the downside here. All the price action I'm seeing here, it's more like a drag to the downside. So if I go, because I said that we may be seeing an A, a B, and within the C here, that we may not have completed a wave C to the upside, which may still go a bit higher. That is still on the table. And looking at daily time frame, it's still on the table, a wave 1, a wave B, and in this wave B, which is completed, and we are seeing an inside of a wave C to the upside, which may not, have completed. So we still need to see the possibility of that. Yeah, if the price, one thing that the price is trying to print now, except if this that is come to the downside, you'll see it as an engulfing candle, but on the weekly time frame, see series of, struggling from the bears to push the price. So if the price should break 1618 to the downside, that is when you probably think that they are now back to the downside. I think EM pairs, they are not ready to complete anything yet. You're still going to waste a whole lot of time to consolidate. This is an hyper consolidation on EM pairs. These are very frustrating pairs to trade, but If you are in it, you are going to endure and do your correct analysis to get out of the hook. On the 4-hour time frame, what will change it for us is now. We may say that these had completed a wave A and the wave B is completed. And now that we have seen a C wave to the downside that will break this bottom. Now, let me quickly bring out the drawing. If that is going to run, you know, one of the what I did last week was that this probably is an A, you know, of the last wave C to the upside, and this is a B, and so probably if we see a C led to the downside around this area, we may be going to complete another leg to the upside before we fall sharply. I said that, but having said that, we still need to see this out. If this is going to go down, break this and correct a bit deeper, and if it's not like an A, B, C here for a push to the upside, because that could still happen, that we have this move, the first impulse, and this maybe give us an A, B, C, which is an extended flat to the downside. If we don't break 158, 700 or 800 in the immediate and begin to break down, then we should look for a reaction around this area. And this to the downside as an ABC is 100% at this area. This is 1, 2, 3. Breaking 1, 2, 3 and going down means that in fact, once you invalidate this area and begins to go down, tells you the yen pairs have resumed their bearish move. But there's still that possibility for price to react around this area, around this zone of 144, 600, 144 on 144. Yeah, that's 60 pips area. We could get a reaction that will push price sharp to the upside. If you get it sharp to the upside, then that tells you the price is going all the way to break this place once more to now finish in the white coloration A, B, C, and that will be a big B, you know, and this will be a big A, and this one will complete a big C, a big B, A, B, C. Then we go higher one more time with one ferocious impulse before we take it down. Now, if you look at Euro Yen, so Euro Yen, we are going to wait on this. I still believe that we are finished with 4 to the downside now. We are within wave 5, and wave 1 is completed of that wave 5, which is here, and this is wave 2 here. This is wave 2 of that last 5, and this is going up as a wave 3. So we are going to wait until this is ready to push up. Just endure it. But once you break down this area, then, or this area, it might mean that we want to extend wave 4, you know, as an A, B, C. For now, I don't see that. I still see that the price is, you know, working at the upper zone here. It tells me that we are pushing up to break the top. We just have to wait. Now, the last one is gold. Gold on the weekly time frame. Let's see what gold is giving us on the weekly time frame. We have been within a triangle, and the price, I think, had broken out of that triangle. Now, if anybody had saw this and you thought this was an engulfing, of course, to appear an engulfing candle on the daily time frame, think, oh, this is going down to break the bottom. But now, for me, this is an A, B, C, D, E. The E is finished here. We are now grinding to the upside as a 1 and a 2 and a 3. So we expect at least an 100% extension to the upside from here now. So on the day time frame, if you are trading this, on the day time frame again, this triad is an A, B, C, D, E, then a 1 and a 2. So, and we are pushing at least 100% to the upside. Around this area, we can break 34, 38, and whatever reactions we get there, we'll see. For now, we are done a 1, 2. This is completed, and within this wave 3 that we are working to the upside, because 1, 2, we are going to do a wave 3. Within this wave 3, we've done a 1 and a 2 now. We are going up for the internal wave 3 of wave 3 now. That's what I can see on the daily. So we are going to look for a reaction or a pullback towards this area between, let's say, between here, 30, if we get a deep pullback between 3360 and 3351 area, that would be a decent pullback if we can get that. But of course, we have to look at the daily resistance clusters of resistance around this area. 3360, it will be a big area that to watch. And on the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, yeah, it's still around this area, 3351 area, this area, and the 3360 between here and here. Yeah, of course, price is still at this level. I think price may just is not yet ready to back down. We may be in the late stages of this wave to complete the internal structure of this impulsive wave. Then we should expect at least between 33, 60 and 33.51 area, for a decent pullback for another push to the upside. So with that, come to the end of this week update. Trade with care, trade with understanding. Don't trade with your emotion. Trade with what you can see and relate with. If you can comment and do share these channels to friends and encourage them to subscribe to grow this community. Thank you.